Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Grandmaw Baby bike. I got I got brother Beamon on here with me today. And we're just talking about finances as we usually do. And different ways to set up and different ways to do things and stuff like that. Y'all know how we talk on the show. But brother Beamon brought up to me something that was pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. And I don't know. I look. We just had to do a show on that. And brother Beamon, so first of all, let's see. How can I say this? I'm gonna say it like this. If you got something that people would die to have, would kill to have, stuff like that, and you end up giving the stuff away for free, basically, I don't understand that move. I don't understand that move. So to help break it down a little bit, Brother Beamon knows a person of his that has, like, I'm gonna exaggerate a little bit, 30 acres of land. 30 acres of land. And with these 30 acres, somebody came to him and wanted to, use the land or whatnot to do some, some stuff, some work or something, whatnot, to build something on it or whatever. But instead of the person charging what the land costs, like basically they're getting away to them for scot-free, for nothing. Only thing is you just paying what you can pay. But, we're not trying to bash nobody. We're not trying to, we're not trying to bash his procedure of what he has going on. We ain't trying to do that. Only thing that we're trying to get to is what way could he have went instead of the way that he is on. That make a little sense, brother? With me saying it like that?
I really, I can't, really elaborate on it. I would say if you do come across something that's valuable, not only you, but come across something that is more like, it's something most people dream of today, and if you have something like that so valuable, why not, get something, because most people don't have that. So, a lot of benefits. Why not do something if you have that opportunity?
Right.
Because if you have something like that, a lot of people don't have it. So why not benefit from it in a way that pretty much sets you free from working for anybody?
Right.
That's pretty much all I think about it.
And, I got a buddy, that used to drive for the company, and let me see how I can say it. The truck I'm in now, the Phantom Cruiser, used to be his truck. Shots out the twin. But my guy, he, I ain't trying to put all his business out there like that much or such, but just an overview is, he been driving with the company for a while, and he, saved up some money and bought a land, put him, his piece of property, house, trailer, whatever may have you, bought him some livestock, and, letting the livestock take care of the land while at the same time being able to let the livestock When they make babies, even if you put chickens out there and stuff like that, they have eggs and stuff like that. You using what you have on that land to bring you some income, some finance. All the while, I think he was driving, but then he got out of driving and went to doing some stuff that he can do at home. So it makes plenty of sense. You know what I'm saying? You setting yourself up for the future. You setting yourself up for retirement. You setting yourself up for when the stuff hits the fan. I would say something else. Fuck it. When the shit hit the fan, basically. But you setting yourself up for that. Now, okay, Donna, we just gonna say you got. Let's see. What can we say? You want to invest in some properties, right? Okay. I do tax. Just say I done got into the tax deeds and the tax liens, and I done got into that deeply, where I can find you some properties that I've got some properties for little to nothing. Like I've got like a hundred. Let's see. We're gonna say I got some $350,000 houses for like $500 or $1,200 or something like that, and I bring it to you as, okay, well, Donna, I got this house that I got in this certain area in this certain section, and I got it for $1,200, but I'll rent it out to you for I'll rent it out to you for whatever the cost is for the taxes for the year, something like that. You like, okay, cool, I take that, and then you take the property and then you rent it out and tell them like, okay, I got this property and I'm only renting it out for how much the tax is gonna cost. You see what I'm saying? You renting it out to them for the amount that I'm renting it out to you for. That don't make sense.
It's not really getting.
Right. I'm already cutting you a deal. I'm cutting you a deal, and you cutting them a deal. Well, the deal is really to set you up to have. The deal is set up for you to have a what is it? An investment, basically. Because you're not gonna find no property nowhere. We're just gonna say I'm gonna rent it to you for $200 a month, or $1,000 for the year. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But you renting it out. Let's see, 12. We're gonna say 1,200 divided. I'm gonna say $1,200 for the year. I'm gonna rent it out to you for $1,200 for the year, and you rent it out for $100 a month, which is gonna equal $1,200 a year. That ain't making no sense. A $350,000 house, and you rent it out for $100 a month. That don't make sense. I would die. I would kill to rent from you. Because you got a whole. We're gonna say the house is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath with a full kitchen, full dining room, full living room, a upstairs man cave, upstairs or downstairs man cave, a swimming pool in the back with a deck, front porch, wraparound, in and out driveway with space to park on the sides, and a 3-car garage on the left side and a 3-car garage on the right side with land in the back, so you can have a whole family reunion out there if you want to. Nah. You rent that out for $100 a month. That don't make no sense. What kind of sense does that make?
Yeah, you gotta get something out.
Yeah. Nah.
Because we didn't get it for nothing.
Right. Even though I kind of did get it for nothing, you should make something.
True. Even if you did get it for nothing, still.
That's your investment.
Something. And it's valuable. So yeah, if you have something that's valuable, not even, it's not just valuable to you, but valuable to a lot of people, that could make this one thing that you have so valuable that it could pay your way through life to where you don't have to work for anybody.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot to add that in. And you still going to your job working, and get off your job, got to go DoorDash. Then on the weekend you go do Instacart. And let's just say you wash cars on the weekend and you wash cars on the weekend. That's a lot of stuff you got going on. You don't have time to go explore the world. You don't even have time to kick your feet back in your recliner chair in your socks and drawers with a big bowl of boiled peanuts and some lemonade with a remote control in your hand watching TV. You don't even got the time to do that. Because you still trying to make do for the bills in your household. Tell me how that makes sense. But you got a whole property that you rent out for $100. That don't make sense to me. Bro, in a house like that, you could really be getting what? How much would fictiously thinking right now? You could get how much for a house like that, 4-bed, everything that I laid out. You could probably get about how much would you think? Or what would you set for? We're gonna say it's a $350,000 house with the yard and everything, with all the bells and whistles, swimming pool and all. What would you rent that out for?
I say between 15 and 2,000.
So if we go with $2,000 for the month, it costs $2,000 to stay in this house a month. I only got to pay $1,200 a year, but I'm charging you $2,000 a month. 2,000 times that by 12, that's $24,000 for the year.
Yeah. What about you? What would you thought?
I would probably go with 2025.
Okay. I would at least go with wow.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range.
Yeah, for rent to stay there for rent. But I got to have a whole bunch of guidelines too. I have people, don't worry that you're going to have a lot of things that it's going to cover. It's well water out there, so you don't have to really worry about that. They got backup systems and stuff on that, so you always have water. It'll always be filtered. Got a good filter system on it, so you're getting quality water out there, not just this city punch that we all get. You'll get that. You'll have that. Plus, on top of that, you will have The maintenance, it will cover for your maintenance. So anything that goes wrong in the house, it's always somebody that's on call that'll be able to come out there and fix it. Then on top of that, you would have you would have your lawn service people to come out there and cut the grass. This is just at that location, at that one location. Then on top of that, you know, it's a person that's gonna come and clean the swimming pool. You're gonna have somebody coming to clean the swimming pool. It's a whole big swimming pool back there. I need to keep the swimming pool maintenance, so I got to pay these folks to do this right here. So guess what? Your $2,000 a month is gonna cover for that. You won't be getting in the swimming pool in the winter seasons when it's cold. So guess what? Around the winter season, I don't need but the swimming pool person to come around, but maybe once a month just to look at it, check it out, maintenance, put the stuff in there, and go on about their business. Summertime it'd be different because if you got kids and stuff, they gonna want to have pool parties. You might just want to get in the pool, just for yourself. And then they have a jacuzzi back there. You getting all this here for $2,000 a month. And I don't have to pay, but $100 a month. My $100 to your $2,000 is what $1,900. So really, I'm making $1,900 off of this one piece of property. So that's
pretty much win-win situation for both parties.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, do.
Yeah.
Land for the person who actually rent that property is benefit as well as the person who actually owns the property.
Yeah, because everything is set up in a way for you to, one, live comfortably, two, for you to make income, a passive income, and three, for me just to make just a little bit of money off of it, and I really didn't even get it for nothing. I got a whole $350,000 house with land and property and all this stuff for $1,200. I got all this for $1,200, man. Shoot. I'm actually really literally at this point gifting you with a piece of property. Only thing I'm asking out of it is just $100 a month, or $1,200 a year, and I take that $1,200 and I pay that to the property tax. Now see, that right there is what would kind of go to me with the part of, well, why you don't just charge him more for rent? You just charging him basically the property taxes. Which goes back to what we were saying earlier about the situation. Why would I rent out to you what people would die for, would kill for nothing? You sitting back making your money. You making $1,900 a month. You making $1,900 a month. You basically times that by 12, and you making 24. We just gonna say you making $22,000 off of this property alone. $22,000 off this property alone. I'm only making 12 off of it. And I'm just wanting you to pay just the property taxes on it. That's all I'm wanting you to pay is the property taxes.
Yep.
Now, you're not wrong. You're not wrong for taking the deal. and running with it. You're not wrong, but at the same time, I could have been making some mad money off of that property. I could have been making some crazy mad money off of that property, but instead I'm letting you use the property. I'm renting it out to you for what I got it for every year. But I got to pay the property because it's in my name. It's in my name. I got to pay the property taxes on it. And that's all I'm getting for that property. Come on, tell me how that makes sense. Which is what we basically that's all we basically saying. I'm not making nothing. I got a whole property that I got. We just gonna say that property got 8 acres, 8 acres of land. That's enough land. That's enough land that you could have a whole family reunion on. You can host parties. You can have pool parties. You can set up movie night and have a 30-foot inflatable projection screen in the backyard, big enough where you can be in the swimming pool watching a movie at night, or you can be right there in the yard watching the movie. No mosquitoes, no ants, no roaches. No insects, no bugs, no flies. And all this here for the person that's staying there for $2,000 a month, trickle back to you making $1,900 a month, trickle down to me making $100 a month. Where do that make sense?
Yeah.
There's a part inside of this that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So basically, y'all, what we're saying here, what we're talking about here is set yourself up. Set yourself up in a way that you can retire.
Right.
Set yourself up in a way that you don't have to work no more.
Yeah.
If you're making $22,000 just off of this property alone, you work at a job where you make 36. We're just gonna say 36,000. 36. Matter of fact, we're gonna say 40. You make $40,000 at your job. Now let's dial it back a little bit. You make $35,000 at your job a year, plus 22 on top of that a year for the property. That's what 50. That's about 50,000, somewhere around about 50,000, maybe closer to 60,000, 55,000 somewhere. Now you times that 55 by 5. That 5 is gonna be your 5 years. You're gonna give this thing 5 years to put the money back, save the money, invest in the money. You're gonna do this for 5 years. That's what. Let me pull out my calculator. Because I don't want to be wrong on this. 55,000 times 5. That's $275,000 in 5 years that you be done made. Now, how much you see of it, I can guarantee you gonna see 22,000. I can guarantee you gonna see 22,000 because with the money that you make off your job, the 35 to 35,000 that you make on your job, you gonna have to spend in, your bills to the highs. You gonna have to spend in your groceries. You gonna have to. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the things that we've been talking about. You're gonna have to spend on toilet tissue, paper towels, gas, insurance, your lights, your internet, um your your debts if you got any. All the stuff that you pay for your expenses right now, you gon' out of 36 out of $35,000 a year, you'll probably see maybe $15,000 within that year. Maybe 10. You might see 10. You might see $10,000 within that year out of $35,000. But that 22,000, you gonna see that. Cause that 22,000, you ain't even got to do nothing with that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you ain't got nothing to do with that. It's just you don't have to spend that money. That's passive. That's your passive income. You don't have to spend your passive income. All you have to do is just do the right thing with your passive income. You making $22,000 a year on that. Put that to the side or put it in a account, interest account that you can draw interest on. You doing that for 5 years? You doing that for 5 years? You know how much your interest gonna end up being? That's a good move there. That's a real good move. Versus you don't do nothing different with your check. You don't change the way that you live in. You don't change your what's the word I'm looking for? You don't change your uh living expenses, the way you living. Yeah. You don't change that. You don't live above your means. You live below. You keep living below your means. Your lifestyle. That's what I'm talking about. You don't change your lifestyle. Because once you get that 275,000, guess what? The highest market cost was $350,000. You got 275,000 in 5 years off of that house alone. Well, matter of fact, hold on, let me make sure I do the math right. You got 110,000. You get $110,000 off of that, off of that house in 5 years. 110,000. You got that in 5 years. If you come back to me and say, JP, you got some properties, you got some properties that you want to sell, I'd be like, well, what you looking for? You'd be like, well, I want to find something that's 3-bed, 2-bath, nice size yard, somewhere in the country, blah blah blah, this and that. Don't have to be a full kitchen. It could be a closed concept kitchen, dining room, living room, stuff like that. It can be that, Okay, yeah, I just got this property out here in the country. I got it for $500. It was let's just say it was market value. It was market value at $250,000. And I'm like, well, I got it for $500. He be like, well, you got some pictures? Can you send me the pictures? I'm like, better yet, I'll send you the address and you can go by there. This the code to the lock, so you can go in and you can look at it yourself. Right? Now you go out there and look at the property and see that the property, it looked like it's even better. It's like the value is even better than 250,000. It looked just like how the other one looked for 350,000, right? Except it just don't have everything that the other one came with. Then you come back to me and be like, well, JP, I went out there and I seen the house. I like that house. That was actually a nice house. How much you want for it? I'm like, brother, I'll tell you what, I'll sell it to you and be done with it for 50,000. 50,000? For a house like that? Yeah, 50,000. All right. I'm finna send the money. I'm finna send the money to you right now. All right, let me draw it up. Nah, I done made a profit off of that house, that property. I made $50,000, didn't pay but $500 for the property out of the, tax lien and tax deed. Now brother Beamon, he got a property that he written out that he got from me. I'm still getting that $1,200 every year. I'm still getting that and paying the property taxes. Now this other property I got, I sold that one to him for $50,000. Now I made $50,000 on top of the $1,200 that that I'm charging him just for the rent, just for for the rent of the property. Now, brother Beamon got 2 houses. Now, how much would you charge for rent on that property? We just gonna say that your property tax is $800 a year. How much would you charge for rent on that type of property?
So what do you think?
Hey, I can tell you what I think all day.
I tell you what, I would start or whatever that's gonna benefit me. I definitely won't start.
Yeah, what would you charge for a 3-bed, 2-bath, full living room, closed kitchen, dining room, nice size backyard in the country? What would you charge for rent? Got a driveway and a garage for a garage, a 2-car garage, and a driveway that'll hold 3 cars. It ain't no in and out garage, but it's a driveway. Matter of fact, nah, we're gonna make it better. It's the house sit way back, so you got to drive all the way back there to the house.
Well, I would say 3 bedroom, 2 bath. How much land we talking about?
Uh, let's go with about 5 to 6 acres, 5.5 acres.
Now, I'll actually take whatever's going on, me, but something like that, at least, I say about 2,000 a month.
So both properties, now you'll have 2 properties bring you $2,000 a month.
Yeah, at least 2,000 a month.
Yeah.
So, some people like to live off like that.
Right.
In the country where they ain't got to worry about the neighbors to close up on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know I can talk to her.
All right. So now, let's do some math here. Let's do some math. You know I love math. In school, math was one of my favorite subjects. So we're gonna do a little math right here. All right. So first, we're gonna take out your $800 for the property tax. Right? That's on the first property. All right, that's for the year. Now we're gonna add in the $1,200 for the other property, the $1,200 that you're paying me. That's $2,000. So now that's $2,000 got to come out of that every year. Okay, you charging $2,000 of rent minus the $100 a month. No, we ain't got to do that. We ain't got to do that because we already done came up with a number. Okay, that's $2,000 a month. Times that by 2 because you got 2 properties. That's $4,000. $4,000 a month. Now you got $4,000 a month extra that you got coming in. We're gonna times that by 12 for 12 months. That's $48,000. Now we're gonna subtract. We're gonna subtract 2,000. Now that's $46,000. $46,000 you done made a year for 2 properties at $2,000 a piece with a $2,000 annual deduction, right? So it's 46,000. You do that 46,000 5 times, in 5 years. In 5 years, you'll be done made. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure my math is right here, because let me see. Let me make sure. Okay, 24. Let me go one property. 2,000 for one property times 2. You got 2 with $2,000 a month. So that's 4,000. $4,000 a month times that by 12 for a year, that's 48,000. So 48,000 times that by 5, that's 240,000. That's $240,000. But however, 48,000 minus 2,000, because you got to take 2,000, that's 46,000. So 46,000 times that by 5 years, that's $230,000 that you will see off of that property for 5 years.
Yes, sir.
That's what you call setting yourself up. And with that, now I'm gonna ask you a question. Could you live off of the $230,000 that you got saved up for each property for 5 years versus the money that you make on your job versus no, that 230,000, that's in 5, that's every 5 years. That's passive. That's passive.
Okay, so yeah.
That's passive. You ain't got to work for that.
I can live off of that. Right now, I think I'm like, I want to say like 50,000 a year.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I can actually live off that, and that's without Okay, yeah, I'll be paying taxes, but it won't be as much as we're working and everything.
Yeah, if you, like I say, if you paying $800 on one tax and you paying $1,200 on another tax, that's only $2,000 that you paying on taxes a year.
Yeah, I can live off that.
Yeah, off of $2,000 for both properties, that's $48,000. You take the $2,000 off of that, that's $46,000. So every year you guaranteed to see $46,000 as long as you got somebody living in them houses and paying their rent on time.
Well,
$46,000. Nah, I'm just finna go a little deeper. Out of $50,000, you say you're making $50,000. We probably gonna say that we're gonna say, okay, the money going to the properties and stuff, your rental properties, those are going into another account. But you got your main account that your direct deposit come to. You make $50,000 a year. At the end of the year, you get your W-2 or you get your taxes or whatever, and it says it says you made $50,286, right? Okay, that's what you made for the year. You look at your bank account and you got a total of $10,000 saved, right? $10,000. We'll bump it up a little bit. You got 15,000. You got 15,000 that you done saved up through the year. No, we're gonna go back down to 10. Out of 50, the whole year you had to spend $40,000 for the year. You had to spend $40,000, because your bills, your car might have broke down. You had to pay money for that. All your expenses throughout the year that you work for. Now that came up to you had 15,000. You were successful in having $15 at the end of the year. In 5 years, if you do that same thing and you have $15,000 at the end of the year for 5 years, you'll be done had $75,000. That's just off a working job.
Well, then, putting the money into a high interest savings account, like that's more money on top of that.
Yeah. But see, we're not gonna add in that the extra. We just gonna stay right here at the base. Okay, I made it. Yeah. The extra, the extra is the cherry on top and the good stuff. But if we keep to the base. Okay, I made 15,000. You might have saved 18,000, but you reach your goal of making 15,000. That 3,000 extra. That's your gratitude, basically. That's your gratitude for being good to yourself. All right. So 15,000, time that, you do that for 5 years. Your goal is at the end of the year, I want to be done saved up $15,000 at the end of the year. You do that for 5 years, $75,000. Okay. Now, if you add $75,000 that you got saved up, you add in what it was, $230,000. That's $305,000 that you would have accumulated at the end of 5 years with your properties and your savings, your personal savings. $305,000. Could you retire off of that?
Yeah.
And still be making $2,000 a month?
You ain't going on vacation.
Yeah, you'll still be.
I know it's not that expensive, but I'll be able to get away from here.
Yeah, you still, even if you just take just say you run into somebody that does vacation planning or trip planning or trip agent, whatever you call them folks. If you run them, they get you a deal where you ain't paying but $1,000 for a round trip, a 3-day round trip. hotel stay and all that stuff paid for, travel agent, that's what they call it. Your airplane trip, your hotel, your rental car, all that stuff paid just for $1,000. Then when you get there, I mean, just say you spend $1,000. You just spend $1,000 just on souvenir type of stuff, or just to go do some extra type of stuff. But your transportation getting to where you want to get to, all that stuff is already paid. So you can go wherever you want to go. You ain't even got to worry about putting the gas in the car. I know it sounds like a fantasy. I know it sounds like imagination, but we're just gonna pretend that it's a real thing. But that wouldn't hurt you a bit. That wouldn't hurt you at all. That wouldn't hurt you at all. Literally. $305,000 in 5 years. You can retire your job, you can quit your job, and you could just make the $48,000 from your property. You could do stuff around the house for 6 months just so you can make another $48,000. Well, just so you don't even have to touch into the money that, let's see, 48. I'm gonna do 48,000. Let's see how many. We're gonna say, let's just say 8 months. We're gonna say 8 months. So that leave you with 4 months. So 48,000. What is that? That's divided by a quarter. So that's 4. That's 4. We're gonna divide that by 4. $1,200. So 4,800 minus $1,200. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. So that's really $46,800. Well, hold on, I'm wrong again. 46,000, because you got to pay that $2,000. You got to pay that. Divide that by 4 for the quarter. So that's 11. That's 1150. That's 1150 that you really could just play with. Yeah. That's $11,000 that you can play with for a quarter of the year.
Wow. That makes it better.
You see what I'm saying? And you don't even have to, that can just go to with $11,000. Would that take care of your rent for it? Well, let's see. Your house paid off. Your house paid off. That would, okay, what you got? Car insurance, light bill, internet, life insurance, groceries. Would $11,000 be able to take care of all those bills?
Like, begun.
You see what I'm saying? And that's just by the year. That's by the year. By the year, you probably be done tapped into. You probably just say, we just gonna say, out of that 11,000, you might use 8,000 of that just for your bills. Just for your bills. But you could live pretty comfortable off of $320,000 put back. $46,000 a year after retirement. $46,000 a year after retirement. Passive money you don't even have to work for. We're just gonna say you take 2 vacations a year, or you travel outside the United States 2 times a year. And during the Christmas seasons, you take the family up to the cabins every year. I'm just gonna say that. We just gonna say that. Bro, you living a good life. You living a real good life at this point. All because the you took the advantage of letting the money work for you. That's it. You let the money work for you. I don't see how you can go wrong. But if you just giving it away,
Oh yeah, you can't do it like that.
yeah, you might be like one of them doggone prostitutes over there in California on whatever the name of that street is, just throwing it everywhere. just throwing that ass everywhere, just getting it away. So that's basically what's going on. You're just giving it away. You're giving it away. I think it's a valuable lesson learned in this.
You know, realize what you got it, what you got, so you can live a better life. You know.
Exactly. Set yourself up for retirement.
True.
The younger you are, the better.
Right. True.
Because, okay, we just gonna say, brother, you 25 years old. We just gonna say you 25 years old. You 25, I'm 25, and we got the same deal going on. Bro, if you want to keep working, that's all good and great. You 25. The retirement, what's the ideal retirement age? Like 60, 65 or something like that?
40, 90.
Yeah, yeah. But that's
So I think if I did retirement age, then we don't live that long. So so it's just, you know, yeah, live for the day, you know, not live for the day, but you know, live now as soon as possible.
true. Now, when you say live now, are we saying explain that to me? Because I talked about that too. Explain that to me.
What I mean by if I say live, I mean, you know, pretty much what we was talking about earlier, pretty much set yourself up for retirement. Live in a way you already doing so that when you retirement age, you don't have to be working towards retirement because you already in retirement mode. That's what I mean. Pretty much live today. If you live today, you ain't got to get ready for tomorrow because you already living that future mode, so you already prepared. Like, be prepared by living in a way that you don't have to get ready. You already ready.
Well, it sound like you preaching to the choir. Yeah, it sound like you preaching to the choir, brother.
Yeah. Don't want well, hey, I'm kidding. get a little older, it's a little late then.
Yeah. And it's crazy that nowadays a lot of people are falling into that movement. I'll do it later. I ain't gonna do it right now. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. That procrastination, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I ain't gonna worry about it.
One thing I regret about working all this time,
Uh-huh.
I regret not getting into 401k. 401k, please say it for me because my song is dying right now.
401k?
I regret not getting in that from David. Because I would have been rich by now.
Yeah. Yeah. If you working
If you don't work for somebody else and work in a physical environment like I do, like I wish I have been paying myself since day one. I could have been retired right now.
Right. That's right. And then the alternative to that is to get into the 401k with your job and then also get you a Roth IRA and invest in your Roth IRA. Even if you just put $25 in there, $25, $30 in there, $20 in there every paycheck, you still gearing yourself towards retirement. You're gearing yourself towards the future. We don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. We don't know what's gonna come in tomorrow because tomorrow holds its own problems. We don't know how long we're gonna be here on this earth. We don't know how long we're gonna live in this world. But what we do know is what we can do now. You do know what you can do now to make sure that if you got kids, you want to set it up in a way where your kids ain't finna have to pay for any debts that you got. Like I said before, when you die, you still got bills. Think about it. When you die, you still got bills.
Right. They don't have no more.
You still got them. And those bills turn into debts. And those debts got to be paid. Who left to pay it? Who left to pay it? That's something that I don't think that we not only just us as a culture, but just us as people, that us as humans, I don't think we got that kind of learning and infrastructure and blueprint and architect and hierarchy. I don't think that we have had that imprinted into us to understand and know how to set ourselves up.
Yeah, we don't know. You're right. We don't know how to set ourselves up. I mean, the opportunity. So, like this, we can say, so young man, even though the opportunity presents itself is right there in your face, you still don't take advantage of it because you think you're gonna live forever.
Yeah.
And I've done that too, right? Like I say, I wish I would have invested into the 401k from day one. I would have been straight, retired right now. I wouldn't have been working. I wouldn't have been working. I don't know what I would have been doing right now, but this would be work.
Right. So setting yourself up early. And that's for the kids coming out of high school. Kids just came out of high school, don't know what they want to do, don't know where they want to go in life and stuff like that. Look at here. Set yourself up. Set yourself up. Even if you don't know what you want to do, set yourself up. Because it's going to come a day it's gonna come a day where the shit gonna hit the fan. It's gonna come a day where the opportunities missed are gonna be the opportunities no more. There's gonna come a day where you were sliding to get by and you ain't gonna be able to slide no more. You know how they say you skating on thin ice? You gonna be skating on thin ice and the ice gonna break. I don't want to jump off topic, but if Donald Trump, if the president, let me put some respect on his name. Let me put a little bit of respect on his name. If he gonna cut out government assistance,
Oh, yeah. A lot of people will be have people who purposely uh, live off government assistance. They don't feel right. So if he took that, a lot of people, this will be.
exactly. Y'all sitting up here depending on the government. These folks trying to make it to where the government gonna take their hand away from you. Then what you gonna do? Set yourself up. And then the thing is, our culture, people, life, human life, and the way that we taught in the school systems, the school systems already aren't setting us up to succeed. They're teaching us this meaningless stuff that we don't need to get where? At a dead-end job. To live just over broke. Oh yeah, I took trigonometry in class. I took calculus in class. Oh, in high school, I was what is it? I was in 12-3, 11-3. I was in all these classes. I took special classes. I took classes that were number 4 people in because we were so smart that we moved ahead. But then once you get that high school diploma and you graduate, you don't go no farther than Walmart.
And that's true. That's so true. Like, yeah, that's true. It's sad, but real.
Yeah. Round of applause.
Real, like, man, I tell my daughter that. I mean, I am proud, that you are considering going to college, but please make sure what you're going to college for want to actually pursue that. I'm
Yeah.
college and still end up working in a total different field.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm one. I got an associate's degree in information system, a bachelor's degree in visual communication under concentration of digital design. I got a master's degree in project management. I got 2 unfinished doctoral courses and another unfinished associate's degree in not software development, but it's coding. Could be software development, but I can't call right now. I got all of these degrees. I got personal trainer certification. I got truck driving certification. Look where I am now. I'm driving a truck. But it just depends. I wasn't given the opportunity. In my hometown to do so much because it wasn't so much in my hometown to do. There was no opportunity. So by the time I left, I was late. I was late to the party, so to speak. You know. Now I got to build off of what I can build off of what I already know. Is that, hey, I need some money. I need to apply to a job. I need to work a job. I need to work and save some money. And, I need somewhere to stay. Oh, I got to go get me an apartment. I need to get me somewhere to stay. I got to pay rent. I got to pay lights. I got to pay internet. Oh, I got to cook for myself because I ain't staying with grandmama no more. Oh, and you start adding up all these expenses without knowing that you adding up all these expenses, but at the same time, you lose track of your career that you basically took all your time to go and achieve. I don't know nowhere that's just going to hire me as a project manager. I don't have any experience being a project manager. I got the education, but I ain't got the experience. That's what they want. They want the experience. I got all the experiences in computer technical, technology. I got all the experience in technology, but I don't get the job because I don't have the experience. I got all the experience in I got all the skills in doing graphic designs, posters, business cards, logos, you name it. But nobody won't hire because I don't have the experience.
That's stupid though. Like, I think in a situation like that, they should at least tell you, not just blow my head up, go to college.
Right.
Tell me that, hey, if I don't have experience, there might be a chance I don't get a job in this position. But you can consider internship, working that, and get that as experience. But they don't tell you, they just say go to college.
Yeah, go to college, get your education.
Yeah, if you tell me, hey, if you were to actually go to work for this company, go in as an intern, you could actually be considered your experience as well as, pretty much the schooling as well. Tell me something like, okay, you go to and get this training right here, they might just hire you after you get done with it. Tell me something like that. Don't just say, hey, go and get your education. That's not really you're not telling me anything that's gonna really help me. Pretty much hurt me,
Yeah. That's all true. That's all true. That is all true. Reason I say that is because when you go into school or college, you need to know which way you want to go. You need to know what you want to do. My daughter, I sat down and talked to her, and I asked her what she wanted to do. She said she wanted to be marine biology, but her people scared her from going to, being a marine biologist, saying that the whales gonna eat her, or, them animals gonna eat her, or something like that, and scared her. Now that she done got rediverted to going to the nursing field, and I'm hoping that she does find all the joy in being a nurse or whatnot. However, but I have heard a lot of the different stories by people that just say that it's just unfulfilling. It's an unfulfilling job. You don't get paid the money that you think that you're gonna pay. You work in hours that are tiring. You're basically, and with her, and I know how she is. She gonna try to work her hardest, but at the same time, you're gonna be working and not getting nowhere. You're gonna be working and not getting nowhere.
I say if you working a job where you put in 4 hours for anything, then what's the point of working?
What's the point?
What's the point if you don't have time enough to spend the money?
Right.
And you ain't even making the money that you think you're gonna be making on top of that. So no.
Right. Even if the money that you're making, not to spend the money, you ain't even making enough money to save to get to do something bigger. You ain't even gonna be able, like, okay, if you work at a job for 10 years and you only got saved $5,000, you only was able to save $5,000 after 10 years of working, that job has failed you.
All right.
That job has literally failed you. 10 years of your life is gone. You ain't been nowhere but to that job, and you only got $5,000 to show from it.
I don't want that. You fail
You
yourself.
failed yourself because you stayed there.
Right. They fail you off.
Yeah. You had the opportunity to go find something, but people get complacent. They get complacent. They get comfortable with what they're doing, what they got going on. They get used to it, don't want to do nothing different, don't want to learn to do nothing different, and get complacent and sit there. And 30 years of your life go by, and you look in the mirror and wonder, why do I look so old? It's because you done let all your years go by.
That's real though. If you're gonna become complacent, at least become complacent on a job that's gonna actually help take care of yourself independently.
Yeah.
You know, where you don't have to depend on everybody else. But if you pretty much take on a job where you have to still depend on folks, then you're really pretty much limiting yourself because of especially like, you know, well, I can't really go there because everybody pretty much doing that now. Everybody living with each other just to have a place to stay there because the housing is so high.
Yeah. You have to do like the Mexicans.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's how it is these days. And but anyway, if you're gonna be complacent, you know, at least be able to take care of yourself.
Right. So yeah, man, my message to the young folks is set yourself up in a way that your 50-year-old self is gonna really appreciate you. Set yourself up for that. If you just getting out of high school and, you know, just in your 20s or something like that, early 20s, set yourself up, get in the mindset, set yourself up, read a book, find you a mentor, find you somebody who can teach you a different way, because a lot of times we in different communities and different neighborhoods that we're not being taught how to do things or how to think or how to manage or how to, you know, understand what is what. If you're in your 20s, find those resources. Go to the library and ask the lady at the desk, hey, I want to find books to help me learn how to think, you know, or whatever the case may be. But set yourself up in a way that your 50-year-old self is going to thank you. And if you are already 40, 45, set yourself up in a way that you and yourself in your 90s can die happy. If that makes sense to anybody. I mean,
because, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, because we in our 40s now. We're in our early 40s now, so the 20s, from the 20s to the 50s, we missed that mark. We ain't got but 10 more years before 50. So, I mean, whatever you can do, and if you can make a miracle happen, if you 40, you around the age of us, and you can make a miracle happen, like, okay, if you can make, we're just gonna get a number. If you can make 150,000, 200, if you can make $200,000 within 40 to 50, do that. Set yourself up so your 50-year-old self will be happy with you. And when you reach 50, set yourself up in a way that your 90-year-old self can die happy. Because that's like that's on the far end of what we live. We don't live that long. We don't, the average person, the average life expectancy, what you say is 75? Did we lose, Brother Beamon?
What now? I'm sorry.
So what'd you say the life expectancy, human life expectancy is?
It's not as long as it used to. So I'm just saying, me, I want to retire today in my 40s. I think most people, like the men, people, it's like we are dying in our 60s now. So, and I would say, I just say 40 now because it's like, times are like getting worse. It's hard now, but it's getting even worse. And so, I would say lifespan, like, pretty much for a guy, man, I say between 65 and 70. And women, they unpredictable. They unpredictable. Women can, they can live for, years after, at that point. But I just say, start living in a way like right now, like retire now. Like if you your first job, start investing into 401k because you ain't gonna be young forever.
Nope.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not at all.
Yeah, you're not gonna be young forever. So you got to start living in a way today so you can be ready to retire within in your 40s. I know, like, for myself, like, there's a lot of stress going on outside the job. And so even on the job, you got a lot of stress going on. So why continue to put up with that type of stuff when you can prepare yourself to retire at a younger age?
True. So your advice to the youth coming out of school, what would your advice be to the youth?
I would say, especially coming out of school.
Yeah. Early to mid 20s.
Yeah, I would definitely. I advise you to, know what you want to do. Try to, figure out what you want to do before you get out of school. That's the first thing. Know exactly what you want to do, but on the real, with most students that just get out of school, they don't know what they want to do. But I would say even then, any job you get, go ahead and start paying yourself on day one. Invest in 401k because 401k, it doesn't stop at just one job. It follows you everywhere you go. And you would think it's a lot of money coming out of your check, but it's not really. It's hardly even noticeable. And then, if you invest in it, since day one, and then you get at your 40s, you could be rich, by the time you turn 40. That's my, that's what I would definitely recommend anybody, as soon as getting out of school, because you're still young. Go ahead and pay yourself right today.
Cool. Now the people that's round up with us, the people 40 and 50 that ain't quite got there yet. I hate to say, they ain't got there, but they know it's something that they want to do. What would your advice be to them to do?
I would say if you haven't gotten yourself together by the time you are okay at 40, if you haven't set yourself up in retirement mode at your 40s, if you haven't got by 50s, then it's a little too late. I'm sorry, it's a little too late. Like, you only got one life, so I advise anybody to live like today. And when I say live today, I mean prepare yourself for your future. Pay yourself now while you still are in your youth. Because by the time you get to the 50s, your health starts to fail. And then if your health starts to fail and you ain't got yourself set up straight to where you don't have to depend on nobody, then you actually, if you got kids, you'll be able to live on them. But, in these days, man, you have, let's just hope your kids won't to have anything to do with you, let alone living in the house with you. So I just say, it is very important to pay yourself today, make preparations for yourself today, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. You only get one life to live, and so why not live in a way that you are ready? Live in a way today that you are ready for your future when you get older. Don't wait until you in your 50s to start working hard to retire, because it's too late.
Too late. Body ain't gonna let you.
Yeah, your health is not gonna let you, and then you could just end up like in the wind. You go any way the wind takes you, that's where you're going. You have no control over your life after that.
That's true. That's true.
So, go ahead and pay yourself, today. Start making future decisions today, do it. Now, I'm only saying this, from experience, because I wish I would have invested in the 401k when I first started working. I've heard people talk about it. I always heard about it, but still, I never took advantage of it. Now I'm saying, if I would have did that, I would have been in a much better place. Like right now, my house is paid off and everything, but if I would have invested into 401k when I first started working, which I started working at the age of 18. If I would have invested in 401k within those first years of me first working, I would have bought more property. I would have bought more property, rent those properties out. The dream that I have now, I could have that in rotation like right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But because I didn't take advantage of it then, now I'm pretty much, it's only just a dream. I can't move right now because I don't have the means to do those things I want to do. But if I would have started, then I would be in a much better place. Like, I wouldn't have to worry about money because the money would be generated every month.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so to my younger people who just getting out of school or about to graduate, I know a lot of you guys don't know what it is you want to do while you're in school, but any place you work, make sure it's enough to take care of you take care of yourself first. Make yourself independent. If this job can't support you in a way, you can't support yourself without living in with somebody, then you might want to consider another job. And if you can find a job that will support you in a way that you can support yourself, then invest in that job. Go into that 401k, because by the time you're my age, 41, you will be rich. Like, this is not an opinion. I'm telling you facts. You will be rich by my age.
Exactly. And the way that times changing, currency changing, markets changing, value changing, everything changing. Everything goes up. Gas goes up, oil goes up, prices for food, prices for clothes, the consumer prices go up all the time. The price of living goes up all the time. So the things that what we're working at and stuff like that, the money, if I were to get $280,000 today, in 40 years, in 50, let me see, hold on, wait a minute, going too far here. In 40 years, that 200, however much I would have said, 250, if that $250,000 won't nearly be the same as what it was when I had it, because things are gonna go up. By that time, by the next 40 years, man, shoot, you think about it, you're gonna have so many different things going on in the world, and man, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. So set yourself up in that way that you'll be able to live. If you need to set yourself up to go to another country, believe me, I'm doing it. Do that. Buy the currency. Buy some of the currency, and look, just go live in another country. Find you a safe place to live at, because things of America ain't gonna do nothing but get. I hate to say it, it's just gonna get worse and worse. Versus you go to a country and live out there in the Philippines, or somewhere like that, and you can live good. Australia, you can live good. It's just gonna be stuff that you're gonna have to get used to. You're gonna have different things that you're gonna have to get used to, but eventually you'll get used to it. And hey, the main thing is, if you go over there with $500,000, you ain't got to worry about nothing else for the rest of your life. If you hit the lottery, get away from here. Get away from here. Get out the country.
Right.
Get away from here.
Right.
Because this country gonna eat up all your money. This country gonna eat up all your money. Set yourself up, like Beamon said. Set yourself up. If you're gonna go out the country, set yourself up, so that way you still got the money coming in.
Right.
Set yourself up. Well, at least you have passive 40,000. If you got a passive 40,000 coming through, and you live in a country where $10, $20 is like a lot of money. Think about it. You got 40,000 coming in every year. You took 200,000 over there with you, and 20,000 is nearly the same equivalent as almost $1 million. I'll be over there just giving money away.
I know, right?
Literally, I'll be giving money away. I see a little kid down there, doggone, you know what I'm saying? He down there playing with the dirt and rocks and stuff. Ain't got no shoes on his feet and nothing like that. I ain't give him a $20 bill.
Well, I tell you what, I definitely put them over to work though.
Yeah.
Anything I need around the house, I have somebody to do it.
Exactly. But I give you $20 bill. $20 bill ain't, for me, a $20 bill ain't nothing. For you, a $20 bill may be life changing.
I know, right?
That's how I'm looking at it.
Hey, did you see that movie? Not to go off the strip, but it was a movie where these I think it was like five friends went out to a different country and they left their money back home, and the only thing they had was some change in their pocket. And so they actually end up in a country to where that change was actually the pocket change that they came into this country was they paid them rent. And they only did had a pocket full of change.
See what I'm
It
saying?
wasn't even full of change. It was just a handful of change.
See what I'm saying? And you can live like royalty with just
JP,
yeah.
they went to the restaurant to go eat, and then before they realized they had to left their money home. So they done paid the guy who was pretty much what do you call that guy that actually waiter? Yeah, the waiter. I think they paid the waiter like I want to say a quarter or so. He said I quit.
You see how life changing that is?
Everybody else looking at the dude like, how much you give him? He like, they didn't even realize where they were.
Yeah. Yeah. If you be in particular about where you go and the currency, our currency is way much more valuable than their money. You can live like royalty. What is a president of the United States when you can live like the king of Africa?
JP. Hey, I would have ran him down for that quarter.
You ain't lying. Hey man, get my quarterback. Huh?
Look at that.
Get a nickel. Here go a nickel.
I'm sorry. I will give you a penny, but I can't half of that up.
Yeah. I ain't know like that. Get
right?
Get them nickel. Get my quarterback. Yeah, you got way over. Hey, you gonna quit your job?
Hey, right. With that
quarter?
Until how many years I could have lived off that quarter?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, you quit your job.
Hey, get my quarter and go to that country where they ends up at.
Man, I'm telling you, I will never look back. I will never look back. For real.
Well, that was funny there. I just say quit.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, take advice, take suggestion, take heed. Most of all, think for yourself and learn what you know. So clear out your mind, empty out your mind of everything that you learned and learn something new. And you'll be amazed, you'll be surprised. But as for that, hey, I enjoyed it. We done pulled about an hour and a half worth of good content here. So yeah, I need y'all to like, share, and subscribe.
Right.
But nonetheless, I appreciate Brother Beamon for being here. He's the MVP, to me. MVP, he already got his award in 2017.
Yeah.
In 2017, he got his award.
Right.
Just getting it today.
Right, just getting it today. That was my first time seeing it. At least that I remember.
Yeah. So now, now you can see what we do and why we do it, because we appreciate people. If it wasn't for people, we wouldn't be able to, be, feel, think, know, understand none of the stuff that we know, that we are. He wouldn't be who he was as he is without people to grow him and push him along the way to being, all that he can be. And the same is for me. So you got to recognize and acknowledge those people in your life and let them know that, they are valued. Let them know that, that'll be for another show. But yeah, I appreciate it. I had fun with this one. And hey, till next time, y'all. Next time. So,
yeah.
No, baby, you want to tell them something?
I just want to say I enjoyed the show today. Thank you for having me. And I hope that I've said something to the young people, especially young people out there, that would, you know, make them take heed to what I said and believe what I said. I wish I'd have that very same thing. So take what I said and apply it to your life because you're definitely going to need it. And that's all I got to say. You guys have a great day.
Amen, amen. Show you right.